So then once again it is that time when I come on to answer all your questions, puts me in the Q&A. Welcome back to another video, guys. Now, it's quite an exciting one today, and it's going to be quite a long one probably, because I'm going to be answering all your questions, puts me in the Q&A. Now, first of all, before we get started, I'm going to read out each and everyone's name so that you, in order of whose, in the order of whose questions I'm answering. So if you want, you guys can just go find your name if you don't want to sit through the whole video. Second up, I apologise about background noise. I got my nan's Budgie here because she's gone away. And he's sitting on the table, and he's probably going to be whistling away the whole video. But, you know, I didn't really want to film it in my room, because I've got the house to myself, and there's much better lighting down here, and I prefer filming videos down here, so I thought, I'll come down. He's alright, he's only going to be doing a little bit of background noise. And yeah. And my dog's here as well, sitting on the floor watching me. Give me a death stare. She probably wants more food, eh? Anyway, here we go. We're going to get started. This is gonna be a pretty simple video. I'm pretty much just gonna do no editing now. I'm just gonna pretty much I've got all the questions loaded up here on my iPad, and we're gonna go through each question from start to finish. I'm gonna read each question out, then I'm gonna answer them. I'm just gonna go through them, plain and simple. But anyway, it's gonna be a long video, so make sure you get a drink. I have my lemon and lime zero, which is quite nice. I mean, don't have these very often. I kind of when my parents do the shopping, I kind of just load it up each week with something different, so don't have this very often, but cheers. So yeah, you're going to want to get a drink, maybe something to eat. I will get something to eat, but then it's going to make me drink more, and then it's just going to end up being me having a picnic and you guys watching, so it's no good me doing that. Also, yes, I'm still in my pyjamas. It's very early in the morning here, it's just turned 8:15, so it's, yeah, pretty early here. So yeah, I don't have to go into my sixth form for at least another couple hours, so I thought, you know, I'd take advantage of that. I'd just sit down here in my pyjamas. You guys don't mind. I mean, it's Batman. I mean, you can't go wrong with Batman, really, can you? Anyway, let me load up the questions. I've written them down. I am prepared. I'll read out the names first as I say, so because I know not everyone wants to sit through everyone's questions. I'm sure some of you are just going to want to skip your questions. So, first off, though, before I start reading the names out, apologies if I say them wrong. Go on, you can go up. Dog's looking at the chair, see if she can go up and sit on it. Go on, there we go, good girl. Anyway, so I know not everyone's going to want to sit through all the questions, so I'll read out all the names. I'm going through first. Hang on. I've just realised I'm missing a name. Okay. Hang on, I'll have to go to my channel there now. Hang on. Apologies, guys. I know I should be more prepared. I am. I've got everyone else's names, but I'm missing one. Anyway, let's have a look here. Hang on, we're getting there. Come on, iPad. Here we go. Okay, Q&A. Let's look at... And comments. Let's have a look. Okay, I've got this. I was missing just name down. Hang on, my apologies, guys. I'm feeling quite bad now because I've messed up already. Okay, there we go. I've got the names down. So here's the order. The first question's up. Apologies if I pronounce anyone's names wrong, first of all. But I'm going to start off with Lee. See, I'm already going to struggle. Lee Maloney, I think. The next one up is this is the name I was missing, so apologies if this is wrong because I literally just really quickly copied this down. Osling McBride, so sorry if I've written that one down wrong. Okay, the next one up is going to be by Prequeno Dua Do. You know who you are by now. I can't get through that name. I'm sorry. Then Jay Stokes, Nickelodeon Man 95 Productions, Jesse Dirks, Julian Lena, Mike Mason, Jordan Adele, Ross Goodall, Final Collector James, Mr. T-shirt, Adam 80's Heaven. Ooh, okay. Ujabuda, 1971. You know who you are. Beetle Vinyl 85. Aidan Domley. Elvis Presley Collector. Movie Reviews Zane Winder. Poptopia 1. Daisy Campbell. Ben Dawson. Woody B. Beat Up Record Collector. Lewis F. New Mercury. Blake L. Brenman M. Rock and Roll Soul 77. Maroon Man 5. And then at the end I've got all my friends from my sixth form who are taking part. Alex Moss, Reese Wallman, Harry Darling, and Ryan. Good old Ryan. So if you guys want to see me have a laugh, their questions are going to be pretty stupid at the end, so we'll get to them. But anyway, that is the order in which we're going to be doing the questions. Anyway, before we start, I'm going to have another quick sip. Okay, it begins. So the first question up is Lee Maloney. Apologies if that's wrong. And he asked one question. If you could form a supergroup of musicians, dead or alive, who would it be? And, you know, I think I've had this question asked in nearly every Q&A now. In every Q&A, I always change it up. So I kind of look at it from, you know, I kind of like to think, okay, I want someone who can put a good guitar work in, a good drummer, a good bassist, a good singer, a good lyricist. So it's like, I put Eric Clapton in for guitar work because he's my favourite guitarist. I put Jeff Lynne in because I love his voice. You know, I wouldn't say he's my favourite singer ever, but he works so well in the Wilburys. I think he can work really well with other musicians' voices. I put Phil Collins in for drums. Great drummer. And this is going to be kind of interesting because it would be a bit of a reunion then. I put Peter Gabriel in because Peter Gabriel could probably, at the minute, we've got like 3 kind of classic artists. Eric would just do a great guitar solo. We got Phil and Jeff who will kind of pop it up a bit. And then to kind of give the song a bit more of an edge, I think Peter Gabriel would work really well in there. And then for bass, I put Mr. Claypool in. So, and for those who have heard Sean Lennon's new album, the Lennon and Claypool Band, I think there's another word in there. The Lennon Claypool Desire or something like that. Anyway, for those who have heard that album, because I did recently purchase that, Mr. Claypool is an incredible bassist, and I think, yeah, he'd work really well there. So anyway, thank you, Lee. Thank you so much for commenting. Really good question there. Great one. So thank you so much. That's really appreciated. Next one up. Sorry if I've got your name wrong here. For some reason, you know, I've kind of written all of the notes down there like that, and I've put everyone's name at the top. And for some reason, I was missing your name. So I just really quickly went over and copied it down. So sorry if I've done it wrong, but I think it was Oslin McBride, I think. So really sorry if I said that wrong. But anyway, here we go. The first question up. With Phil Collins thinking about doing a new solo album, what sound do you hope is on the record? As I prefer his more upbeat tracks, as if he did a full slower love songs, like Both Sides. Well, if I was... what style of an album would I like Phil Collins to do? I wouldn't want another soul one. Already had that. I don't want him to do a Bob Dylan on us. I mean, Shadows in the Night, you know, Bob Dylan doing his old classic songs. It's like, okay, that's good, you know, it's something he wants to do. Let's let Dylan do that. And he goes and does another one, Fallen Angels or whatever it's called, and it's, who cares now? I mean, come on, it's like, I think it's time to, you know, do a one-off, you know, like, I'm just going to take, for example, McCartney, that he wanted to do a standards album, so he done it, Kiss on the Bottom, and he moved on, he went and done new, got back to his roots. I mean, yeah, that's how it goes. So I don't think Phil should go back to a soul album, he's done it. I'd like to see Phil kind of do something a bit more upbeat, I guess. A bit like his 90s stuff. Kind of like Both Sides. Maybe like some of the Disney stuff he was doing. For Tarzan, Brother Bear. Because that's some of his best work, in my opinion. So that'd be good. Okay, so question 2. If Genesis do a reunion, would you rather be it with Phil on vocals or Peter? And I am more of a Peter Gabriel fan. I am. Someone said to me, gun to your head, who do you prefer? Phil or Peter? Peter all the way. But I would actually say Phil in this case, because Peter's songs for Genesis, you know, he was only there with them for about 5 proper albums, really. And the albums are very experimental, and you have to really be in the mood for them. My favourite Genesis album is actually Selling England by the Pound. So I really do love that style of Genesis. But for like a reunion thing, I think it'd be much better to get Phil on vocals, because Phil could do the couple odd tracks from the early days, the classics, and then they've got so much more of a catalogue to go through, really. So I would actually go with Phil on that one. Okay, last question. With Peter Gabriel and Sting doing the rock paper scissors tours. Sorry. Hang on, iPad's freezing a bit here. Sting doing some Police songs, other than Sting singing the intro to Dancing with the Moonlight. What other Gabriel era tracks would you be interested in seeing him doing on tour? What would I be interested in seeing Peter do on tour? I would be very interested to see him just do a bit of everything. Cover a bit of everything. From the early Genesis, do the odd couple tracks on there. Go through into his early solo career with the first 4 albums. Then moving on to something from So or Us. You know, a bit of Sledgehammer or Kiss the Frog or something like that. So, yeah, I think it'd be really interesting to see Peter do some of that. So anyway, thank you so much for the questions, man. Really appreciate that. Okay, so then the next question's up is by Pekiu Gua Do something. You know who you are. Anyway, his question was, do you have any Brazilian records or artists in your collection? I think I have a couple Brazilian pricings in my collection, but no Brazilian artists, unfortunately. So it's a bit of a short and sweet answer to that one, I'm afraid. So sorry, that wasn't a great answer there, but thank you so much for taking part. Okay, so now just before we move on to Jay Stokes, gonna have to have another sip. Oh, it's better. Anyway, Jay Stokes. First up, I love these Q&As. Thank you, I really appreciate that. What is your favourite album? What is your favourite album cover art? Cream, Disraeli Years. I love that cover. Don't know why. I really like that one. What's the worst song you have ever heard? Now, I could go by something very simple here, like Kanye West or Rihanna, someone who I absolutely hate. But to make it a bit more fun and interesting, I picked an artist who I actually don't mind. I'm going to say Elton John, Johnny B. Good. I mean, I love the original, it's so good, but when I heard his version of it, I was almost in tears. Okay, what would you like to do after school? You know, this is a question I get asked a lot. When I'm at work because I work at Tesco's, I work in the little click and collect hut where people basically drive up and I have all their shopping ready for them and I just put it into their car boot. That's my job. And you know, normally there's 2 of us over there, and when I do weekdays, I normally meet some new drivers who I haven't met before, and they always ask me the same question, what do you want to do? My grandparents are always saying, you got any ideas yet? Really, to be honest, at the minute, it's a pretty boring answer, because I don't really have much of an idea. I'm just looking for any apprenticeship, any better job to move on to. Because in the minute, while Tesco's is a great company to work for, it's not actually that bad, really. They look after you there, you get good pay. I do a lot of overtime there. Hence why I can afford to buy a lot of the stuff I've got upstairs, because a lot of people say to me, where the hell do you get all this stuff from? I do work quite a lot, so yeah, but no, not too much of an idea there. But anyway, thank you for the questions, really appreciate it. Now we're moving on to Nickelodeon, is it Nickelodeon Man? Yep, Nickelodeon Man 95 Productions. SpongeBob all the way, man. Anyway, okay. Do you like the Yardbirds? If so, what's your favourite song by them? I do like the Yardbirds actually quite a lot. You know, being an Eric fan, I have to like anything that Eric is in. But I really can't name my favourite song by them. I really can't. I mean, I don't really know them well enough, to be honest. I know a lot of Eric's early bands. Cream, Derek and the Dominos, Blind Faith and the Blues Breakers. The only one which I haven't invested a lot of time with is the Yardbirds. So, I like them, but I couldn't tell you my favourite song by them yet. Okay, what are some terrible albums, in your opinion, by your favourite artists? I really struggled here, because my favourite artists, there aren't really many albums that I consider terrible. I wouldn't say Eric. I don't think Eric has any terrible albums. I don't think Billy Joel does. Who else have we got out there? You know, Jeff Lynne and the Electric Light Orchestra. I don't think they got any terrible albums. The only two artists with terrible albums who I really like that I could come up with were unfortunately solo Beatles. So for Paul, I'm going to say the Russian album. It's not good at all. It's really not. And I know some people thinking, well, why aren't you saying Driving Rainford, Paul? I don't think that's a terrible album. There's a couple of good tracks on it. With the Russian album, the only track I ever put on there is the Kansas City one, but I'd rather go listen to the Kansas City version he done with the Beatles and Beatles for Sale, so not really that good. And for John Lennon, I have to say Sometime in New York City. Sorry to the John fans and the Yoko fans. I love John, I really do. Yoko, as I said in my Double Fantasy review, I respect her in other ways, but that album is just dreadful, really. So I would say Sometime in New York City. And then, what's your favourite one-hit wonder band? Well, that's interesting, because I don't really know too much one-hit wonders. So I would say a band which was pretty popular in the 80s, but has actually done nothing since. Spandau Ballet. I like them. They're pretty good. They're pretty fun. So anyway, thank you, Nickelodeon Productions, for them questions. Really cool. So now we're going to move on to Jesse Dirks. And what do you think is the worst Beatle album, excluding Yellow Submarine? I'd go with the Beatles. Them first two Beatles albums are very early 60s orientated, and I really have to be in a mood to listen to them. But I respect Please Please Me more because it has some better songs on, I feel. It was all done live. It was a fantastic debut album. So, but I do like the Beatles. It's a pretty good album. You know, it's got All My Lovin' and Money on it, which are great songs there. So, yeah, I do like the album. I never liked to talk poorly of the Beatles, but, you know, them early Beatles stuff, you know, it's still early 60s sounding. They hadn't quite got their own sounds. They hadn't really got their uniqueness at that point in their music. So it's, but it's still a good album. It's a very good, fun, innocent album, but it is my least favourite of their catalogue. If you could meet George or John, who would you get back from the dead for 5 minutes to speak with? I would go with George Harrison, because I think George Harrison has so much more happen with him that I'd be interested in. Number one, I'd love to hear about the Travelling Wilbury stuff from him. You know, he got to meet some of my favourite, you know, I'm a huge Tom Petty and Jeff Lynne fan, so it's like, you know, how is it working with them? I mean, come on, they're pretty cool guys. He was very good friends with my favourite musician, Eric Clapton, so I'd love to hear about that. So I'd go with George, and, you know, he has a lot more albums under his belt. It'd be very interesting to hear the making behind some of them albums from the man himself. And the last question up is, what is the best solo Beatles song in your opinion? And I wanted to pick something obscure. I thought about this for a while. I was thinking, well, let's go with something kind of fun and, I don't know, a bit out there. Like, I don't know. Like, there's some songs which I like, which not many other people can agree with. Like John Lennon's I'm Sorry, that one's good. Paul McCartney's Little Lamb Dragonfly, really good. George Harrison's Faster. But when it comes down to it, I am going to pick an obvious one, because I really do feel that this is a perfect song. I'm going to go with Paul McCartney's Maybe I'm Amazed. So anyway, thank you for the questions. Really appreciate it. Now we're moving on to Julian Linner. So first off, congrats on the 1,500 subs. So thank you so much. Really appreciate that. That's really nice of you. First question up is, what's your favourite Doctor in Doctor Who? Easy, David Tennant. I love David Tennant. I mean, Christopher Eccleston was cool, but he only done a season. Matt was good, but sometimes I couldn't quite get into him. Peter is good, but I really am not a fan of Season 8, so at the minute he only has one good season under his belt for me. But David, I loved all 3 of his seasons. He was the perfect Doctor, as he could be fun, you know, very loving towards his companions. And then he could go very deep and serious when he needed to. And I feel like Peter is a bit too serious and Matt was a bit too fun and loving. Whereas David's got the perfect combination of both of them. So I really feel David was the perfect one. And he had the best episodes, to be fair. So, and of course I grew up watching him. So maybe a little bit biased, but, you know, I think my reasons there are pretty good. Anyway, next question up. What film do you think is the most Oh, iPad's decided to flip. Okay, where was I? Okay, here we go. What film do you think is the most rewatchable film ever? Star Wars. Love it. I can just go back to that original Star Wars film again and again and again and love the hell out of it. Which of the Beatles' solo careers do you like the most? If they'd all had the same amount of albums, it'd be a very different story, as everyone knows. But just because he has so much more out there, I've got to go with Mr. McCartney. So anyway, thank you so much for the questions there. Really, really cool. So now we got Mike Mason. What inspired you to get into record collecting? Pretty simple, just enjoying the music. It's like I want to hear it in different formats. Vinyl has got to be the way to go, because this is how these artists were putting these songs out originally. So it's like we've got to go with that. Second question. What is your favourite movie of all time? Star Wars. Star Wars. Who is your least favourite artist? My least favourite artist... I won't go with an oldie, because I don't want to pick on all the old artists. I'm going to say Kanye West. I can't stand that man. Not at all. So, yeah. Anyway, and then also at the end of his comment, he put, thanks for the... thanks, bro. Mike, would be really grateful if you gave me a shout-out. Mike Mason, shout-out. There we go, buddy. Thank you so much for taking part, man. Brilliant. Thank you so much. And then we got Jordan Adele here. Who put at the start of his comment, well done, mate. Fully deserved. Shouldn't be too long till 2000. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Hope so. I mean, 2000? Yeah, we'll get a contest going at 2000. Bit more entertaining. But anyway, his first question up. What's the most disappointing album you've ever heard? I don't hate this album. I don't. I like it more than other people. But is it disappointing? Big time. I nearly said Fleetwood Mac's Tusk here. But I'm going to go with Stevie Wonder's The Secret Life of Plants. Because Songs in the Key of Life was such a brilliant album. It's in like my top 10 albums of all time. I love it. And Songs in the Key of Life was just very underwhelming. And while Tusk was very disappointing, I found at least Tusk had a couple standout tracks on. The Secret Life of Plants didn't even have that. I don't dislike the album as much as a lot of people. I don't, so I don't want to sound massively negative on it. But, yeah, very disappointing, to say the least. Okay, what album do you currently... what album do you currently most want in your collection that you don't own already? Sorry about that. The record I want the most is Eric Clapton and Steve Winwood Live. I think it's in Madison Square Gardens, I think. I can't remember where it is. It's a super nice box. It goes for about £200 minimum. I'd love to own it, you know, being two of my favourite artists there. But very, very difficult to get hold of that one. And then question 3, can you name up to 5 albums that you consider underrated? Okay, underrated. Well, I'm going to say... okay, so from the Beatles, there's one solo Beatle album which I think is really underrated, criminally underrated. I think it's Red Rose Speedway. I love that album. Got a real soft spot for that one. And then, while a lot of these other albums are very popular, I don't think they're popular enough. So I'm going to go with In Through the Outdoor by Led Zeppelin. People love to trash the last 3 Led Zeppelin albums, but I love In Through the Outdoor. I think that's a great album, really solid, a lot of fun. And then I'm going to go by Billy Joel, Stormfront. I hear a lot of people say Billy Joel's career got worse and worse as it went on. Maybe it's true, maybe it's true. I can tend to agree with that a little bit. But there's the one album from his late career, Stormfront, I absolutely love from start to finish. It's a classic album for me. So yeah, I know not many people agree with that, but yeah, I'd love to see that album get more attention. And then by my two favourite blues artists, Road to Escondido, Eric Clapton and JJ Cale. I love them two. They're brilliant. And they work together perfectly. That album is a solid, fun, slow country blues album. If you like that style, you need to check it out, because that's a fantastic album. And last one's by Tom Petty, and it is quite a highly acclaimed one in Tom Petty's world. But because it's so rare on vinyl, I don't hear many people talk about it here in the VC. So I'm going to say Wildflowers. Great album, though. Okay, and then you put, sorry, couldn't resist asking a fourth question. Who would you like to see the most end up on the Iron Throne in Game of Thrones? I don't think it will be. I'm going to say Jon Snow. I don't think it will be. I think he'll just end up King of the North. My prediction. But anyway, thank you so much for the questions there. Really appreciate it. I'm moving on to Ross Goodall. So, hi Ross, how are you doing? So first off, he put congratulations on the 1,500 subscribers. Seems like only yesterday I discovered your channel when you had about 200 subs. So, thank you so much. Proud of your success, he put. Thank you, Ross. Really appreciate that. That's really kind words. So anyway, first question up. What album were you the most surprised at, either good or bad? And yeah, we're gonna. Well, you know, you all know the story now. I've said it like in 4 videos now, but I'll really quickly say it again. I was waiting to check out some records at a record dealer. He was serving someone. There was a soul bin next to me, so I flick through. I find this album for £3. I pick it up. It's a double album. I thought £3. I'll try it. Stevie Wonder's Songs in the Key of Life. Brought it home. It was the kind of runt of the litter of the records I bought. You know, it's a last minute thing. And I remember bringing it home. I had a load of other albums in my hand. And to be honest, they were all kind of like, oh yeah, that was good. That was for the collection. The one which blew me away was the Stevie Wonder one. Songs in the Key of Life. Surprised the hell out of me. Bloody loved it. Incredible. In my top 10 albums of all time now, probably. That's how great that one is. And then, if you could have been attendance in any concert in history, what one would it be? Concert for George, man. I mean, number one, they're singing songs I love. Number two, we got Eric Clapton there. Eric Clapton. I mean, come on. And we've also got Jeff Lynne. We've got Paul McCartney. Yeah, he doesn't like Paul McCartney, the budgie. He doesn't. He's been around my nan's. My nan's been like telling him to, you know, my nan's been drilling into his little budgie brain. Cliff Richard. So he only likes Cliff Richard, poor thing. But anyway, I've lost it. Eric Clapton, Jeff Lynne, Paul McCartney, we got Ringo, Tom Petty, you know, so many great. Billy Preston, who else was there? Joe Brown. I mean, come on, you can't go wrong there. And then last one, who are some of your favourite vocalists and singers? They can play an instrument as well, but whose voice is your favourite? Well, I'm going to go... I've written 3 down here. I'll say this one for you, Ross, because I know you're a big fan too. I'm going to say Jeff Lynne. You know, he's very, very good vocal range there. I'm going to say Freddie Mercury. Unfortunately, I'm not a fan of the songs he was singing on too much, but he had a fantastic voice. I'm going to say Robert Plant. I really admire him because he was one of the first real shouting voices. And then through the years, into the 80s, he started to sing more. And then into nowadays, he's doing like country stuff. So I just really respect what he does with his voice. So anyway, thank you so much, Ross. Really appreciate the questions there. Next one's up by my very good friend, vinyl collector James. So hey, James, how are you doing? Seems like when I get louder, he gets louder. Anyway. First off, James, congrats on the latest milestone. The subs keep coming fast and furious. You're a great guy, special friend, and deserve them all. Thank you so much, James. Really appreciate that. All the same back to you, buddy. And his first question up. Does it irritate you when someone is whistling? And if they are whistling out of tune? Yeah, I guess it depends what mood I'm in. If I'm in one of them moods where I just want to go somewhere, get something done and come home, it's like, yes, shut up and get on with what you're doing. But most of the time, not too much. Does music help you concentrate while you're doing other things? It depends what I'm doing again. It's like if I'm revising or something, it can be a bit of a distraction. Whereas if I'm cleaning my room or something, it helps me. And question 3. What song best represents you or your attitude to life? And I picked the theme tune for my channel here very, very carefully. I'm going to say the Electric Light Orchestra, or technically Jeff Lynne. All right. You know, it's kind of how I look at life, I guess, you know. It's kind of a bit like Bob Marley's, you know, Three Little Birds, you know, don't worry, it's all going to be alright, you know. No point worrying and stressing out of... God, he's on a rampage at the minute. You know, no point stressing over everything, you know, it'll all work out, everything always does. So I guess that's the song I would pick, Alright by the Electric Light Orchestra. So thank you so much, James, for taking part. I really appreciate it. Okay, I'm going to have another drink now. Voice is going. Oh, okay. And here we got Mr. T-Shad. I think that's it. What is your least favourite Eric Clapton album? I'd probably go with August, his 1980 second album with Phil Collins. The first one seemed to work. You know, I love Eric in the 80s, don't get me wrong. Another Ticket was great. Money and Cigarettes is hugely underrated. I love that album. Journeyman, of course, at the end of the 80s was brilliant. The first one with Phil kind of gave Eric a bit of a new sound, Forever Man. No, Behind the Sun, sorry. And I thought, yeah, that's good. I like that one. But then they kind of lost their magic touch with August a bit. And I don't dislike the album, but it's definitely not a standout one. It's definitely, I would say, easily in his weakest set of albums. But for me, it is probably his dead last weakest. What is your favourite Eric Clapton song, including all the bands? And I actually love the 90s slow phase of Clapton, where he was doing songs like... you know, Tears in Heaven, Change the World, Blue Eyes Blue. But I really love the one called I Get Lost, because it has the same feel as all them songs, really nice slow acoustic, but then he also kind of pops it up a bit. So, it's very hard for me to pick a favourite song from Eric, because I really love everything the man's done. But I would say that selection of song, you know, Change the World, Blue Eyes Blue, I Get Lost, you know, kind of that style. An exact song, at the minute I lean towards I Get Lost, but it might not always be my favourite though. And then, what is your favourite drink besides water? Coca-Cola, love it, can't beat a nice Coke. So thank you so much. Then we're on to Adam 80's Heaven, so congrats on the subs, thank you so much, and pretty short and sweet here. Top 3, what is your favourite songs from Tom Petty, Led Zeppelin, George Harrison? So for Tom Petty, I'm going to say Free Fallin', love it. Led Zeppelin, going to go pretty boring, Stairway to Heaven, you just can't beat it. And then George Harrison, What Is Life? Short and sweet. So thank you, Adam. And we're on to Boo 1971. So, the first question up is, have you started regretting giving away your Paul McCartney H high-res download code yet? Yeah, he's telling me off for it as well. Go, alright? I apologise. No, because I own them all on CD. So it's like, CDs are better, because download codes, your phone gets wiped, your computer gets wiped, they're gone. CDs, you got them forever, just burn to your computer again. And they're better sound quality as well, you can hear a little bit more in a CD, I've started to notice. So, I won't give away a download code if I didn't own it on CD. I only give away the ones which I own on CD. So, no, don't bother me at all. Okay, so then, do you have any ambitions to be a TV presenter? You know, my nan says this a lot about me. She knows about my channel. She's like, you know, someone sees you. I highly doubt anyone's going to see me. But, you know, I guess someone approached me. I guess, you know, it'd be interesting. But I haven't really thought about it too much. So I actually wrote down on my notes here, maybe. I didn't know what to say to that one, to be honest. But good question. Good question. I like it. And anyway, the third question. Which future Paul McCartney archive collection are you most looking forward to, and why? Well, you know, the only one which we know is coming out for certain is Flowers in the Dirt. Am I looking forward to that one? I guess so. I'm not getting massively excited about it. You know, I would love to see the first 2 Wings albums done, Wildlife and Red Rose, because they don't get enough attention, as I say. Okay, so thank you so much for your questions. Really cool there, and we're going to move on to Beatle Vinyl 85 now. Another great Q&A, James. Thank you so much. So his first question up was, you've done a video consisting of your favourite guitarists of all time. Could you do a bassist one? And I'm not actually going to answer the question here in this video, if it's okay, Marv, because I'm actually going to take this and I'm going to make a video like I did with the guitarist one for my favourite bass guitarists in a future video. So I'll definitely do that one sometime in the next month or 6 weeks or so. So I'll definitely be answering that one then. When you listen to the radio, do you get annoyed with overhearing the same songs over and over again? Not really. No. I've seen a few people do videos on this in the VC now, you know, hearing the same songs again and again. But let's face it, them songs are played for a reason. They're great songs. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's very easy to change the channel. It's like if you get bored, if you know you're bored of hearing, I don't know, Hey Jude again and again and again, it comes on. It's like, it's very easy. You press a button and you go over to another station. It's no big deal. Them songs are played for a reason. They're the greats. Nothing wrong with that, I don't think. Does your favourite Beatle change over the years, or has it always remained the same? It's changed a lot. My favourite Beatle when I first got into the Beatles was John Lennon. Then I went to George Harrison, and now I'd probably say my favourite Beatle was Paul. Always probably will be Paul now, I reckon, because I don't know, he's got so much more of a career. Sorry, Ringo, didn't mention you. So thank you, Beatle Vinyl 85 there. Great questions. And then we got Aidan Donnelly, who put new to your channel, but I've watched a lot of your videos. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed them. And then first question up, what are your favourite types of videos to do? Easy, vinyl updates. I love doing that. Not because, you know, a lot of people probably say, oh, just because you get to show off. No, it's not that. I mean, I like showing you guys what I buy, yeah, but it gives me a variety of artists to talk about. I don't just sit here, like when I do an album review, say I'm reviewing, I don't know. You know, I've got an album review coming up of Steve Winwood's debut solo album. I'm not just going to be sitting here for like 15 minutes talking about Steve Winwood and just one album of his. I get to talk about a lot of variety, a lot of different formats, just a lot of stuff in general. So I'd say vinyl updates. What is your favourite solo Beatles album and Beatles album? Well, the Beatles album is Abbey Road. Love it. Solo Beatles is All Things Must Pass by Mr. Harrison. And what is your favourite year in music? I'll probably go 77. So many good albums at me. I mean, you got Slow Hand, Out the Blue, Hang on, I'm getting, my brain is going completely dead here. Billy Joel, Fleetwood Mac, Rumours, you know, so much good stuff. Peter Gabriel. Yeah, fantastic. Anyway, thank you so much for the questions there. Now we're going to move on to Elvis Presley Collector. So, what's your least favourite Elvis Presley album? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is a bit awkward, this one. I have no idea. I couldn't even tell you an Elvis Presley album, I don't think. I'm not a fan. And I like the hits, don't get me wrong. I don't hate the guy or anything, but I just have never spent any time getting into him, really. So, I'm sorry, I couldn't tell you there. My least favourite Elvis Presley song, I could maybe do that. I haven't written this down in my notes though, so I'm going off the top of my head here. Oh, I don't know. There's his Christmas song. I don't like that one at all. But the popular one, because I know he's got a few. But anyway, yeah, that's the best I can do there. Sorry about that. Your favourite record label of all time? RSO. You got so much on there. A lot of great artists went to that. Even Eric spent a bit of time on it. So I love Mr. Clapton. So yeah. What is your opinion on the poorly pressed new vinyl? I wouldn't say it's poorly produced. I would say it's very highly produced. I think the thing is, the reason a lot of people find new vinyl skip is because their turntable can't take it. You know, it's very high quality made vinyl, and if you don't have a high quality made turntable, it's not going to work very well. You are going to get a lot of skips. So I don't think it's poorly produced today. The thing which I think is poorly done is how they package it, because they put them in these plain white sleeves with no liner inside. I got Joe Bonamossa's second album the other day, and because it was in a plain white sleeve, the record had loads of markings on. So I think it's more to do with the packaging, and if people finding their new vinyl was skipping, it's to do with their turntable, not the record. But anyway, thank you so much for the questions there. And now we move on to movie reviews. Zane Winder. And what's your least favourite ELO album? I go the Electric Light Orchestra 2. It's between their first two albums, you know, very hit and miss albums. But their first album has Course Overture on and Mr. Radio. And Look at Me Now, like that one as well. So it's got a couple of good standout tracks. The only standout track really is Roll Over Beethoven. I like Qima, I think that's how you say it. But it's not a massive standout track. What's your favourite Tom Petty album? I'm going to be boring. I'm going to go Full Moon Fever. Love it. I know you're a big Star Wars fan. So who's your favourite and least favourite character? Favourite? Darth Vader. Least favourite? Jar Jar Binks. Thank you so much for the questions. And now we're going to move on to Poptopia 1. Congrats on the subs. Thank you so much. If you could go back and live in the past in any period, which would you choose? I wouldn't. I'd stay here. I'm very happy where I am now because, number one, I've got all the old music to go back to. I'm not waiting for artists to release albums. I've got so many albums to still discover. And, of course, there's a lot of great artists about today, like, you know, Joe Bonamassa, Coldplay, you know, who wouldn't have been around in the past. Also, we have the internet today. I know that brings a lot of music down because people pirate it, but it's very easy to discover artists now. Whereas back then it wasn't. You actually had to really search to find someone new. And also, you know, technology is so much better. We've got, and the movie industry and the TV series is so much better today than it was, you know, 20 years ago. You know, the music industry, fair enough. I'll say the music isn't as good as what it was. I'll agree, but there is still some good music about. Movie industry, so much better today. I know some people are going to disagree, but yeah, that's one opinion that you're not going to make me change. So I would stay here. Not counting the Beatles, who are your top 10 bands from the British invasion? Well, again, like Beatle Vinyl's question, Vinyl Beatle 85's question about the bassists, I'm going to actually take this on and do a video on this in the future. So sometime in the next month or 6 weeks or so, I'll do a video just on that topic. If you could have any piece of memorabilia you wanted, what would it be? Wouldn't be for music, actually. I'd want an original Star Wars poster. Very original one for the very first film from 1977. That's what I want. So anyway, thank you so much for the question there. Now we got Daisy Campbell. Favourite fictional character? Darth Vader. You can't beat him. I mean, he's this badass looking cool character. This evil, dark presence about him, but also a very fun villain to watch. Not one of them, I don't know, not one of them villains like in Harry Potter or something where you actually hate their guts. You know, it's like, oh, kill him. It's like Vader. It's like, yeah, he's a cool villain. Gotta love this guy. An overrated and underrated band or artist. Overrated, I'm really sorry to fans of this guy. I know I wouldn't like it if someone said it about an artist who I like. But I'm just being honest. Elvis Presley. I do like his hits, but his back catalogue, so I have tried a few. Can't get into it. And the fact that people say he's the greatest star ever, he is the king. It's like, I think there are many more people who deserve that title. I'm really sorry to fans of that artist, I am. Yeah, it's all opinions here, guys. Underrated, I'm going to be biased here. I'm going to go Clapton, you know. I mean, he's very well loved, yes. But it's his later career. No one pays much attention to the 90s and 2000s stuff now. And it's really genius. It's brilliant stuff. So, definitely that. And then what subjects did you take at my sixth form? I took art, which was kind of a waste of time. But I've always been pretty good at art, so that's why I took that. And then I had a big interest in business and media, so I took them too. But anyway, thank you so much for taking part there. Great questions. And here we got Ben Dawson. Congrats on the subs. Thank you. What is your favourite Genesis-related album? It can be a solo one as well. I'm going to go Selling England by the Pound. I'm going to go Genesis album. What is your favourite album of the 80s? Ooh, I kind of done like a little bit of a lineup here because I couldn't pick just one. I've gone with So from Peter Gabriel, Journeyman from Eric Clapton, Invisible Touch from Genesis, and Volume 1 from the Travelling Wilburys. There's a load of others which I could easily pick, like Tears for Fears, and, you know, a variety of things like that. So, that's just off the top of my head, really. If you could select one album to be reissued in a deluxe remastered box set format, what would it be? I'm going to go with Out the Blue, because Out the Blue by the Electric Light Orchestra is a special album, has been remastered, but it didn't get a deluxe package or anything. That album definitely deserves it. So anyway, thank you so much for the questions. Next one up is from Woody B. So hi Woody. Unfortunately, you're going to be pretty short, sweet answers here as well. Do you like Motown music? Yeah, I do. That's pretty good. Do you like Jeff Dorman? I think that's that, Dorham. No, I can't say I've ever heard of him, if I'm being honest. I might have, but he's not ringing a bell. And do you like the band? Oh, the band Wolfmother. Sorry, again. No, I have not really taken the time to get into them, so really sorry there, Woody. But thank you for taking part. Then we got Beat Up Record Collector. Very entertaining videos, Rock Boy. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Pleased you're enjoying them. Did you end up getting the mono box set of the Beatles? of the Beatles? No, I didn't there, unfortunately. And he's also giving a shout out here to Mr. Vinyl Collector James. So he's put Vinyl Collector James as an awesome Moody Blues collection. Do you own any Moody Blues albums? Yes, I have them all, but 3. I'm missing the 80s one where they're actually showing their faces on the cover. I'm missing probably their best album, Long Distance Voyager. And I'm missing the one which begins with an S, and it looks like a canvas painted one. But other than that, I have everything else. I have Keys to the Kingdom, I have their first album, and when I get their last 3 albums, I'll be doing a video on them. What is your favourite sport out of cricket, rugby, and soccer? Well, I don't like any of them, to be honest. Soccer. I don't like rugby. It's kind of like American football. I don't like that at all. Soccer. I take it soccer. I don't even know. That's soccer. Oh god, I'm getting confused now. You know, in America you call football basically rugby. Soccer is the European football, I believe, out there. I think. Oh god, I'm gonna make myself look like a right idiot here. Well, if that's the European football, I do like European football. You know, British football. Yeah. I like that a lot. That's pretty good. So I would say that, but I'm not 100% sure. And I don't mind cricket. I can watch cricket. I get a bit bored in it, yeah, but I'd still much rather watch it over rugby or the American football. So I would go cricket out that lot, but maybe soccer if that's like the European football, as I say. So, yeah, there's not many sports I watch. I watch the Olympics when it's on. I like tennis. I like watching my Wimbledon. And, you know, when we're doing World Cup or European Cup with football, I like that. But there's not really much else I like, so I'm a bit picky when it comes to sports. But anyway, I guess I'd go soccer if it's European football. If it's not, if it's the American football, scrap that, I'll go cricket. But anyway, thank you so much for the question there. And here we got Lewis F. What do you study in 6th form? Art, business and media. Top 3 solo Beatle albums. All Things Must Pass is your dead #1. And then the other 2 are Paul McCartney ones. I've gone with Flaming Pie and Ram. And then could you do a review of the album Play by Moby? I think that's it. Oh, Moby. Sorry, Play by Moby. When I hear it, I'll review it for you. When I eventually get it and I show it in a final update, let me know. So don't forget, you said you'd review that. So as soon as I've got it and I've heard it, I will. So thank you for the questions there. Then we got New Mercury. So first off, congrats on the 1,500 subs. So thank you so much. That's really nice of you, and he's written me a really nice comment here. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. First question up. I don't think I've heard you mention Rush yet. Are you into them at all? I have really yet to get into them. I haven't really spent much time with them, and I do think I will like them, but I need to get around to hearing them. I love concert albums. Do you have a favourite live album? Don't really have a favourite one because there's so many good ones. But at the minute, I would say the one I've been listening to the most, because I played the Blu-ray the other day, was Slow Hand at 70. But then again, I loved Unplugged things. So I love Eric Clapton's Unplugged, I love R.E.M's Unplugged, I love Rod Stewart's Unplugged. Paul McCartney's one wasn't great, but I do enjoy it. And then, what first motivated you to start your channel? Basically just seeing other people. I guess the first person who really inspired me to start was a guy called Grayson Owens, who has recently just gone off YouTube, I think. But yeah, he was the channel I first got into. And we used to chat a lot. I used to go on my Xbox, and we used to play Halo together and stuff. So I got really, really good with him. And unfortunately, he's kind of disappeared a bit lately. And then there were other people about, Robert Z, great, Marv, Beetle Vinyl 85, me, Mr. Mayo, Adam Nichols. They were some of the first ones who I watched when I got into making videos. So, yeah, just seeing other people, I guess, was what motivated me. So, yeah. Thank you so much for the questions there. We're going to move on to Blake L's questions now. Buddy's getting a bit loud again. Have you heard the band Mountain? And if so, what are your thoughts? Sorry, haven't heard them yet. Still need to get into them. But anyway, when I do get into them, I'll be letting you know. What's your favourite food? Pizza. Love a Domino's pizza. Can't beat it. Although I am a big fan of lasagna. Love that. Pasta. Anything like that. Anything Italian, really. Will do me good. What album can you listen to over and over again and never get tired of? Well, I have to be in a bit of a mood for everything, Eric Clapton, I have to be in a bluesy mood, which is pretty much 99% of the time, so I'm pretty safe there, but occasionally I won't be. Beatles, got to be in a mood for that as well, I find. There's so many different styles that they came out with. Electric Light Orchestra, got to be in the mood for, everyone and everything. The only person who I can always go back to, I find, is Billy Joel. I just always can listen to, Piano Man or Captain Jack or Say Goodbye to Hollywood. I love that stuff. So anyway, thank you so much. And here we got Brendan M. So first off, he put, just a long-time subscriber. Congrats on your milestone. Hope you reach more subscribers in the future. So thank you so much. Really appreciate that. First question up. If you could only keep one record in your collection, what would it be? Eric Clapton's Chronicles. Number one, because it's compilation with 2 new songs on. And it's a brilliant compilation. The 2 new songs, I Get Lost and Blue Eyes Blue, are fantastic. And also it's super duper rare. So, yeah. What is one rare and non-rare record you want but don't have? So I'm going to do the Eric Clapton Steve Winwood live one. Non-rare is the Moody Blues Long Distance Voyager, because I love that album and I'm so nearly complete on Moody Blues. And then the last question up, how old were you when you started building your record collection? Now, I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure I was 12 or 13. It's kind of scary. Good 5 years now. So, yeah, pretty fun. Been fun. So, thank you so much there for taking part. And then we got 2 more questions here, and then we're on to my 6th form mates' questions, which are going to be embarrassing. Rock and Roll Soul 77. First off, put congrats on the sub, so thank you so much for that. What album in your collection means the most to you? My dad's old Beatles ones. They were the first ones I got, and my dad's very proud of them. If you were to see anyone you wanted in concert, dead or alive, who would it be? Eric Clapton, he's my favourite musician. I still have yet to see him. What is your favourite song by Tom Petty at the moment? Free Falling. I know it's pretty boring, but you gotta go with it. So thank you so much for taking part there. And then here we got Maroon Man 5. Are you a fan of the band Aerosmith? Sorry to disappoint. Not really. I have yet to really listen to them, so I might be, but not sure. But anyway, thank you so much to everyone who's taken part there. It really means a lot to me. And now I've got questions from my brilliant 6th form mates. So thank you guys for taking part. Really, thank you. So anyway, first one up is from Alex, my mate Alex Moss. Now, a lot of you are going to think my 6th form mates are very disturbed, and I'll stick up for them a bit and say they're just trying to piss me off and make me look stupid. So anyway, here we go. Hi James, big fan. I've been waiting for this Q&A for ages. I know you have. You keep telling me about it every time I see you. Okay, so really enjoyed your Beyonce singing at the end of your Coldplay vinyl. Can you sing a section of Beyonce's Single Ladies and dance along with it? Now then, I did actually talk to him about this question. I was like, I'm not dancing. And he said, well, you can just do the hand movement. Let me see if I can find this. Oh, bollocks. Hang on. Beyonce Single Ladies. So all I've got to do is the I'm doing it right now, so I've just got to do it with the music video. Hang on. Let's get the volume up.
Dogs have always had subtle
Adverts! Jeez. God damn it. Hang on. You can watch it too if you want. Yeah. Come on, come on. Hang on, 4 seconds, then we can get on with this and get it over with. Okay. You guys happy now? Yeah. You've brought me down to a new level, Alex. Thank you so much. Appreciate the question, mate. Absolutely brilliant. Anyway, next one up. So you say you're trying to work on your editing skills. At some random point in the video, can you do the scene between Luke and Vader as his father? Well, I didn't really want to do editing in this video, man. God, how am I going to do this? See, I'm not prepared for your questions, actually. I got prepared for everyone else's but yours. Okay, alright, let's do it. Okay, so then by right, I don't think the question actually said I have to be in it. It just said do the voices. Hang on, the iPad's messing me about again. Okay, moving on the end of this random point, can you... Okay, so I just got to do the voices. Fair enough. And I actually have brought down here with me props. Look at this. I have a Luke Skywalker and a Darth Vader. So I'm going to apologise first on my Vader voice because it's absolutely awful. So I'm going to get out of this because I don't want to embarrass myself that much. So we do. Luke, I am your father. And hang on, I've got to do the scream now. No! I'm going to apologise to all my loyal subscribers for that. I am. That was awful. Absolutely pitiful. Anyway, thank you, Alex. Thank you for absolutely embarrassing the shit out of me. Last one. Can you flip a water bottle on its side? Oh, God, I haven't even got a water bottle ready. 1 minute. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to scare the shit out of my budgie while I do it. Ready? Nope, I can't. Okay, so then. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate those questions a lot, mate. I really do. Really? Okay. Next questions up are from Reese Woolman. Hello, Reese. I'm looking forward to working with you tomorrow. 10 hours. But hey. Anyway. Oh, God. Okay, first off, congrats on the 1,500 subs. Thank you. Here's a cheeky question to tease that big, bulging brain of yours. Thank you. What sort of music makes you feel freaky? Anything when I'm drunk. How do you loosen up after a stressful day? I could go to sleep. And the last one, bra size. Piss off. Okay, thank you, Reese. Thank you for your questions there. A little bit more better than Alex's. Sorry, Alex, but at least I didn't have to get up and do anything too stupid there. Thank you so much. Harry, darling. Alright, princess. How long will you stay locked in the van for? No, I need to explain this to people who are watching. I work with this imbecile. I had to get in the back of a van about a month or two ago at work because there was some trays stuck at the back, and he shut me in. Yeah, he shut me in like that. So that's what he means by that. And how long will I stay locked in a van for? Well, you were there. I was only in there for about 2 minutes. But anyway, thank you. And the last question's up from Ryan. So thank you, Ryan. It wouldn't seem like a Q&A without you, so I knew you had to take part, and I saved yours till last. I'm not going to do the questions in order, though. I'm going to do them in a bit of a different order. But anyway, first up, congrats on the subs. Thank you so much. First question up, scenario. The world is ending. The toothbrush industry is closing. It's an industry for the toothbrush. Learn something new every day. You will be allowed one toothbrush for the rest of your life. Not long. Thanks. I'm going to die young, am I? Describe to me that toothbrush in detail. It's a toothbrush, isn't it? I don't know. I'd have like a nice one. If I could have anything, I don't know. I'd like some diamond on the head end where the brush is. It could be made out of gold, I guess. I don't know. There we go. That's the most I can do in detail on a toothbrush, I think. I'm actually going to go to question 3 now. I'm going to come back to question 2. Darth Vader is the best Star Wars character. Yep, I said this in this video already, actually. So I agree with you. Well, hey. With an iconic voice. Can you read this? The holy shrine, the gentle fine is this. My lips, 2 blushing pilgrims, ready stand to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss. Romeo and Juliet quote in the iconic Darth Vader voice. You better do these. I'm disappearing soon to university. Much love, James. See you soon. I can't do the Vader voice though. Every time you ask me to do a voice, you gave me Jar Jar. I done Jar Jar. I can do Jar Jar. You gave me Sidious. I couldn't do it very well, but I done it. I can't do Vader. Okay. Where's my Vader? I'll hold him up. I'll hold him up. This is it. I'm really sorry to my subscribers. I really am. I'm going to look like a complete twat here. Yeah. Okay. This holy shrine. This gentle fine is this. My lips, 2 blushing pilgrims, ready stand. Too smooth, that rough touch with a tender kiss. That's it. That's it. Okay. Last question. Okay, last question. I love Star Wars. You love Star Wars. We also love Yoda. Can you make your face green however you want? And do an impression of Yoda. Okay, let's do this. Okay, I thought this would actually look better. It's actually a bit of a yellow. I couldn't get green on my phone. I'm really sorry, Ryan. I'm sorry. I don't actually have any green paint or anything to paint myself with. So we're going to get a yellow Yoda. Makes absolutely 0 sense. I know you're going to take the piss, but anyway. Here we go. A Yoda impression. Okay. I haven't actually got a Yoda figure here to hold up, so I've actually just got to face you guys and just do it with some dignity. Yeah. The Force is strong within you. Use the Force. Feel the Force around you. That's my Yoda. And I'm going to leave this in a yellow tinge for the last bit of the video. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Really, thank you. Thank you, Ryan, for submitting them questions. Thank you to all my sixth form friends for sending in those utter ridiculous questions. That will be the last Q&A forever on this channel now. I'm only kidding, I'm only kidding. But yeah, honestly though, brilliant questions from everyone. I've really enjoyed them. Thank you to my sixth form mates for embarrassing the shit out of me. Thank you so much, really appreciate it. And yeah, thank you again for the subscribers. To everyone who's subscribed, it really means a lot to me. And I will look forward to seeing you all in the next video. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.